Tripura Rahasya, Chapter 12. What if your entire reality is just a habit? At the end of Chapter 11, Parasurama heard Dattatreya's profound teaching that the cosmos is not other than intelligence, that the world is an image in the mirror of consciousness, appearing solid and real only because the will of the Creator is infinitely powerful. But Parasurama is still troubled. He understands the teaching intellectually, but he does not yet feel it. The world still appears real to him. The illusion persists. He asks Dattatreya, "Why does the world seem so real? Why does the illusion continue even after hearing the truth? And how can I see through it?" Dattatreya answers with a story, the story of the hill city, a tale that will show Parasurama how the world is created by will, how it can be entered and experienced by another, and how the apparent solidity of the world is nothing but the strength of the imagination that creates it. This is the teaching that will begin to shift Parasurama's perception from understanding to realization. The Gandhamadan Mountain. Parasurama sits before Dattatreya, his face earnest. The warrior sage who once swept across the land 21 times now sits like a child, asking the question that lies at the heart of every seeker's journey.
Master, I have heard your teaching. I understand, at least in words, that the universe is an image in consciousness. I understand that the world is not separate from the self, but I do not feel it. The world still appears real to me. When I look at the mountains, they seem solid. When I touch the earth, it seems real. When I see the sunrise, it seems independent, outside me, other than me. Why does the illusion persist? Why does the world continue to seem real even after I have heard the truth? Please prove to me its unreality. Remove my present illusion.
This is the question of the sincere seeker. Parasurama is not resisting. He is not arguing. He is asking. He has heard the truth. He wants to live it. But the old perception is stronger than his understanding. He needs something more. Not more philosophy, but a shift in seeing.
You have asked a good question, Rama. It is the question of every seeker who has heard the truth but not yet realized it. Listen carefully. I will tell you why the world seems real, and I will tell you how to see through it. This illusion is very old. It is no other than deep-rooted ignorance, the habit of mistaking one thing for another. See how the true self has been ignored. The body, this foul thing of blood and bones, has become identified with the self. By mere force of habit, this gross body is mistaken for crystal-clear consciousness. So also, the universe has repeatedly been taken to be real. For lifetime after lifetime, you have looked at the world and thought, "This is real. This is solid. This is separate from me." The habit is so deep, so strong, that even when you hear the truth, the old perception persists.
This is the first teaching of Chapter 12. The world seems real because of habit, not because it is real. For lifetimes, the mind has projected solidity onto appearances. For lifetimes, it has mistaken the image for the mirror. The habit is so deep that even when the truth is heard, the mind continues to see the world in the old way.
The remedy lies in a change of outlook. The world becomes for you whatever you are accustomed to think it. If you are accustomed to think it real, it appears real. If you become accustomed to see it as consciousness, it will appear as consciousness.
But how can I change an outlook that is so deeply ingrained? How can I break a habit of lifetimes?
Let me tell you a story. It is an ancient and wonderful incident. It will show you how the world is created by will, how it can be entered and experienced by another, and how the apparent solidity of the world is nothing but the strength of imagination. Listen.
Dattatreya begins a story, a tale that will serve as a mirror, showing Parasurama the nature of his own perception. It is the story of a king, a sage, a sun, and a hill that contained an entire universe.
There was once a very holy town called Sundara in the country of Vanga. There lived a very wise and famous king, Susena by name. His younger brother Mahasena was his loyal and dutiful subject. The king ruled his kingdom so well that all his subjects loved him. On one occasion, he performed the horse sacrifice, a great ritual that only the most powerful kings can perform.
The horse sacrifice was a challenge. A horse was chosen, dedicated to the sacrifice, and allowed to roam wherever it pleased. The sacrificer's army followed the horse. Any king whose land the horse entered was challenged to battle. It was a test of power, of courage, of dominion.
All the most valiant princes followed the horse with a great army. Their course was victorious until they reached the banks of the Irrawaddy. They were so elated by their victories that they passed by a peacefully sitting royal sage, Ghana, without saluting him. Ghana's son noticed the insult to his father. He was enraged. He caught the sacrificial horse and fought the heroes guarding it. They surrounded him on all sides, but he, together with the horse, entered a hill called Ganda before their eyes. Noticing his disappearance, the invaders attacked the hill. The sage's son reappeared with a huge army, fought the enemy, defeated them, and destroyed Susena's army. He took many prisoners of war, including all the princes, and then re-entered the hill. A few followers escaped and fled to Susena, telling him everything.
Brother, go to the place of the sage Ghana. Remember, penance doers are wonderfully powerful. They cannot be conquered even by gods. Therefore, take care to please him, so that you may be allowed to bring back the princes and the horse in time for the sacrifice, which is fast approaching. Pride before sages will always be humbled. If enraged, they reduce the world to ashes. Approach him with respect, so that our object may be fulfilled.
Mahasena obeyed. He immediately started on his errand. He arrived at Gana's hermitage and found the sage seated peacefully, like a rock, with his senses, mind, and intellect under perfect control. The sage, immersed in the self, looked like a calm sea whose waves of thought had quieted down. Mahasena spontaneously fell prostrate before the sage and began to sing his praises. He remained there for 3 days in a reverential attitude. The sage's son, who had been watching the new visitor, was pleased. He came to Mahasena and said,
I am pleased with the respect you show for my father. Tell me what I can do for you, and I will do it at once. I am the son of this great Ghana. This is not the time for my father to speak. He is now in Kevala Nirvikalpa Samadhi, the highest state of absorption. He will come out of it only after 12 years. 5 have already passed, 7 yet remain. Tell me now what you desire from him, and I will do it for you. Do not underestimate me. There is nothing impossible for yogis engaged in penance.
This is the second teaching of Chapter 12. The power of will is real. The sage's son, through his yogic practice, has developed the power to create worlds. This is not magic. It is the nature of consciousness, intensified by discipline and focus.
Child of the sage, if you mean to fulfill my desire, I want to make a short request. to your wise father when he has come out of his samadhi. Kindly help me to that end, if you please.
King, your request is hard to grant. Having promised to fulfill your desire, I cannot now go back on my word. I must now ask you to wait an hour and a half and watch my yogic power. My father is now in transcendental peace. Who can wake him up by external efforts? Wait, I shall do it forthwith by means of subtle yoga.
Saying so, the sage's son sat down. He withdrew his senses. He united the ingoing and outgoing breaths. He exhaled and stopped motionless for a short time. In this way, he entered the mind of the sage, and after agitating it, re-entered his own body. Immediately, the sage came to his senses. He found Mahasena in front of him, prostrating and praising him. He thought for a moment, taking in the whole situation by his extraordinary powers.
Boy, do not repeat this fault. Wrath wrecks penance. Penance can progress without obstruction because the king protects yogis. To interfere with a sacrifice is always reprehensible. Be a good boy and return the horse and the princes to this good king.
Directed thus, the sage's son was immediately appeased. He went into the hill, returned with the horse and the princes, and released them with pleasure. Mahasena sent the princes with the horse to the town, but he was surprised at what he had seen. He saluted the sage and asked him respectfully,
Lord, please tell me, how were the horse and the princes concealed in the hill?
Listen, O king. I was formerly an emperor ruling an empire bounded by the seas. After a long while, the grace of God descended on me. I grew disgusted with the world, seeing it as trash in the light of consciousness within. I abdicated the kingdom in favor of my sons and retired into this forest. My wife, being dutiful, accompanied me here. Several years passed in penance and austerities. Once my wife embraced me, and this son was born to her when I was in samadhi. She brought me to my senses, left the babe with me, and died. This boy was brought up by me with love and care. When he grew up, he heard that I had once been a king. He wished to be one also and besought me to grant his prayer. I initiated him into yoga, which he practiced with such success that he was able, by the force of his will, to create a world of his own in this hill. He is now ruling that world. The horse and the princes were kept there. That is the secret of the hill.
This is the fourth teaching of Chapter 12. Worlds are created by will. The sage's son, through the power of his yoga, created an entire universe within the hill.
I have heard your wonderful account with great interest. I want to see this world within the hill. Can you grant my prayer?
Boy, show him round the place and satisfy him.
The sage's son entered the hill without trouble and disappeared, but Mahasena was not able to enter. He called out for the sage's son.
O king, this hill cannot be penetrated with the slender yogic powers that you possess. You will find it too dense. Nevertheless, you must be taken into it, as my father ordered. Now, leave your gross body in this hole covered with bushes. Enter the hill with your mental sheath along with me.
This is the fifth teaching of Chapter 12. Different orders of reality have different densities.
Tell me, Saint, how am I to throw off this body? If I do it forcibly, I shall die.
You do not seem to know yoga. Well, close your eyes.
The king closed his eyes. The saint forthwith entered into him, took the other's subtle body, and left the gross body in the hole. Then, By his yogic power, the saint entered the hill with this subtle body, snatched from the other, which was filled with the desire to see the empire within the bowels of the hill. Once inside, he roused up the sleeping individual to dream. The king now found himself held by the saint in the wide expanse of ether.
Do not forsake me, lest I perish in this illimitable space.
I shall never forsake you. Be assured of it. Now look around at everything and have no fear.
The king took courage and looked all around. He saw the sky above, enveloped in the darkness of night and shining with stars. He ascended there and looked down below. He came to the region of the moon and was benumbed with cold. Protected by the saint, he went up to the sun and was scorched by its rays. Again, tended by the saint, he was refreshed and saw the whole region, a counterpart of heaven. He went up to the summits of the Himalayas with the saint and was shown the whole region and also the earth. Again, endowed with powerful eyesight, he was able to see far-off lands and discovered other worlds, besides this one. In the distant worlds, there was darkness prevailing in some places. The earth was gold in some. There were oceans and island continents traversed by rivers and mountains. There were heavens peopled by Indra and the gods, the Asuras, human beings, the Rakshasas, and other races of celestials. He also found that the saint had divided himself as Brahma in Satyaloka, as Vishnu in Vaikuntha, and as Siva in Kailasa, while all the time he remained as his original self, the king ruling in the present world. This is the sixth teaching of Chapter 12. The created world is complete.
I have never seen such yogic power.
This sightseeing has lasted only a single day according to the standards prevailing here. But 12,000 years have passed in the world you are used to, so let us return to my father.
Saying so, the sage's son helped the king to come out of the hill to the outer world. He made the king sleep, united his subtle body with the gross one left in the hole, and then woke him up. On regaining his senses, Mahasena found the whole world changed. The people, the river courses, the trees, the tanks, all were different. He was bewildered. This is the seventh teaching of Chapter 12. Time is not absolute.
O Great One, how long have we spent seeing your world? This world looks different from the one I was accustomed to.
Listen, King. This is the world we were in and left to see that within the hill. The same has undergone enormous changes owing to the long interval of time. We spent only one day looking around the hill region. That same interval counts for 12,000 years in this land. It has accordingly changed enormously. Look at the difference in the manners of the people and their languages. Such changes are natural. I have often noticed similar changes before. Look here. This is my father in Samadhi. Here you stood before, praising him and praying to him. There you see the hill in front of you. By this time, your brother's progeny has increased to thousands. What was Vanga, your country, with Sundara, your capital, is now a jungle infested with jackals and wild animals. There is now one Vairabahu in your brother's line, who has his capital Visala on the banks of the Tripura in the country of Malwa. In your line, there is Susarma, whose capital is Vardhana in the country of the Dravidas on the banks of the Tambrabharani. Such is the course of the world. It cannot remain the same even for a short time. Mountains subside, plains heave high, deserts become fertile, plateaus become sandy tracts, rocks decompose, cultivated farms become barren. Barren lands are brought under tillage. Precious stones become valueless. Trinkets become invaluable. Salt water becomes sweet. Sweet water becomes brackish. But there is no doubt that this is the same earth we were in before.
Mahasena heard all that the sage's son said and fainted from the shock. Being brought around by his companion, he was overcome by grief. He mourned the loss of his royal brother, his brother's son, and his own wife and children.
Being a sensible man, why do you mourn? And at whose loss? A sensible man never does anything without a purpose. To act without discernment is childish. Think now. Tell me what loss grieves you. What purpose will your grief serve?
Great sage, can you not understand the cause of my sorrow? How is it that you seek the reason for my grief when I have lost my all? A man is sad when only one of his family dies. I have lost all my friends and relatives, and you still ask why I am sad?
King, tell me now, is this lapse into sorrow a hereditary virtue? Will it result in sin if you do not indulge in it on this occasion? Do you hope to recover your loss by such grief? Think well. What do you gain by your sorrow? If you consider it irresistible, listen to what I say. Such loss is not fresh. Your forefathers died before. Have you ever mourned their loss? If you say that it is because of blood relationship that it now causes grief, were there not worms in the bodies of your parents, living on their nourishment? Why are they not your relatives? Why does not their loss cause you sorrow? Think, King. Who are you? Whose deaths are the cause of your present grief? Are you the body, or other than that? The body is simply a conglomerate of different substances. Harm to any one of the constituents is harm to the whole. There is no moment in which each of the components is not changing. But the excretions do not constitute a loss to the body. Those whom you called your brother and so on are mere bodies. The bodies are composed of earth. When lost, they return to earth. Earth resolves ultimately into energy. Where then is the loss? In fact, you are not the body. You own the body and call it your own, just as you do a garment you happen to possess. Where lies the difference between your body and your garment? Being other than your own body, what relation is there between you and another body? Did you ever claim similar relationship with your brother's clothes? Why then mourn over the loss of bodies which are in no way different from garments? You speak of my body, my eyes, my life, my mind. I ask you now, tell me what precisely you are.
Mahasena begins to think over the matter. He is unable to solve the problem. He asks leave to consider it carefully. Then he returns and speaks with all humility.
Lord, I do not see who I am. I have considered the matter, and still I do not understand. My grief is only natural. I cannot account for it. Master, I seek your protection. Kindly tell me what it is. Everyone is overpowered by grief when his relative dies. No one seems to know his own self, nor does one mourn all losses. I submit to you as your disciple. Please elucidate this matter to me.
King, listen. People are deluded by the illusion cast by Her Divine Majesty. They partake of misery that is due to the ignorance of their selves. Their misery is meaningless. As long as the ignorance of the self lasts, so long will there be misery. Just as a dreamer is foolishly alarmed at his own dreams, just as a fool is deluded by the serpents created in a magic performance, so also the man ignorant of the self is terrified. Just as the dreamer awakened from his fearful dream, just as the man attending the magic performance informed of the unreal nature of the magic creations, no longer fears them, but ridicules another who does. So also one aware of the self not only does not grieve, but also laughs at another's grief. Therefore, O valiant hero, batter down this impregnable fortress of illusion. Conquer your misery by realization of the self. In the meantime, be discriminating. Do not be so foolish.
The teaching of chapter 12 is complete. Let us summarize what Parasurama learned through the story of the hill city. 1. The world seems real because of habit, not because it is real. 2. The remedy is a change of outlook. 3. Worlds are created by will. 4. Different orders of reality have different densities. 5. Time is not absolute. 6. The created world is complete. 7. Grief comes from ignorance of the self. 8. The ultimate question is, who am I? 9. Realization ends grief. The 12 deepens this teaching by refuting the atomic theory of creation. The correct view is that the universe arises from consciousness. It is not made of atoms. It is not an accident. It is the self appearing as form. The strength of will determines the solidity of the appearance. And so, at the end of chapter 12, Mahasena stands at the threshold of awakening. He has seen a world created by will. He has experienced time flowing differently in different realms. He has been shaken from his certainty that the world is solid, permanent, real. Now he is ready to hear the deeper teaching. Now he is ready to understand that the world is nothing but imagination, and that the strength of will determines its reality. Take a quiet moment and reflect. The world you take as solid, what is it? Is it made of atoms? Is it independent of consciousness? Or is it an appearance in awareness? Awareness that is you. The story of the Hill City is not just a story. It is a mirror. Look into it. See yourself. The world you live in is no different from the world within the hill. It is created by will. It is sustained by consciousness. It is real as consciousness, but it is not real as something separate from consciousness. When this is seen, the illusion of a separate, solid, independent world begins to dissolve. The world continues to appear, but it is no longer taken as ultimate reality. It is seen as a play of consciousness, and the one who sees this is free. In chapter 13, the sage's son will continue his teaching. He will show Mahasena that wakefulness and dream are similar in nature, and that all objects are only mental images. The teaching deepens. But for now, sit with this teaching. Let it work. Let the old perception loosen. Let the new seeing begin. Thus ends the 12th chapter of the Tripura Rahasya, known as the appearance of reality. How the universe depends on the strength of will. If this teaching touched you deeply, pause this video right now. Sit in silence for 2 minutes and ask yourself, who am I? Drop a comment below with one insight that struck you the most. Share this chapter with someone on the spiritual path. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss chapter 13. The journey from illusion to freedom continues. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May the illusion dissolve. May the self shine. May you rest in what has always been.